Good evening and welcome back to my channel. So this is project update number 1 on the Nautilus build. And this is something of an entertaining build for me. I've been wanting to do this kit for quite a while. I'm not overly hyped about the front here. So we're going to do some modifications. I haven't figured out what yet. But we're going to be doing some modifications to this build, and I figured I would go ahead and document what I do and how I do it, and any little tips or tricks or things that I run into as I build it. So this is our first update on it, and we'll just go ahead and get into where we are. So as we look at the instructions, the very first thing they do is they have you build the interior and then set the whole bottom piece together. There's this piece here that goes up underneath the bottom of it. It's hard to tell when you look at this piece. It kind of looks like you're supposed to put the top and bottom on, but that's actually the bottom flipped over. Then you flip it back to do this. And don't miss this. These are the triangular pieces that go over here that are part of this, this build here. So it's like a whole step away, and it's sort of stuck down here in the corner. So I've moved on. I did a bit of jumping around, but this is the interior, and I did the painting, and the reality is you're not going to see much. So unless you're going to really well light this thing from the inside, there's not a lot you're going to see. So once, I'm just going to put this on here just to give you an idea of what you're kind of looking at. You're really not going to see much. So I gave it pretty much a cursory paint job. Gave it some wood grain look and a little bit of, red brown upholstery and some finish. And, that's what I got. Now for the lights. You can see up in there are a couple of LED tops. And what I did for that, because I meant to do this on purpose, what I wanted specifically, is these little stupid tea lights. You can get a box of these things for next to nothing. And they have that little flicker. And that's what I wanted. I wanted this the light inside to have that, Victorian candle lit, gas lit chandelier kind of look or something. So what I've done is I scavenged the LEDs out of these two things, and that is what I'm going to end up getting. And you can see that it's got the flicker that I was looking for, and then you put this in here and that sort of messes with the light, and you get a little bit of a better look to it. And that's pretty much what I was looking for. That was that light. And now one of the other things you have on this model, or at least on this, if you look at it, you have lights here and a searchlight up top. These are, I'm not really sure what they are. They're, I guess they open down into what would be the bridge. This is one of the things I'm not really sure I like. I like how the Disney one has this nice big fin that comes up front and a big open side, and you can actually see the bridge right there. I'm not really sure how I'm going to deal with that, but what I did want is I wanted to light those, which I did. Now for these, I'm cheap. So when you put these things together, these are, here we go. So these pieces here are those pieces there. Then you skip ahead to number 4 and you get the side pieces. Now these side panels go right on these side pieces here. So once you drop the clear glass in, then you can put these in. So what I chose to do with those is I'm using these. these little fairy light things. So when they sit inside here, I get that look. And so I'm going to get a blue glow that's a little bit brighter, and it's not going to be the same as that. So I'm going to get that orange yellow glow from inside, and I'll have this blue glow here. So yeah, I put those in. I drop one of, and pretty much all I'm doing is just hacking away at one of these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to resolder these together. I had to cut them because I needed to make the holes to send the wires through so I could, do this. But once I put all the wires together here, do I have them right? I don't. Put over. Nope, not that one. Maybe this one. There we go. So once that's together, I'll get one of those on each side. So what I'll do is I'll wire all these together back in the series like I have here. Then I'll just drop the one wire, and I'll just drop the one wire out down through the bottom, and then mount it. So it'll make it fairly simple. I'm sort of cheating a lot the way I do this. So those are the customizations I've done so far on this, but let's talk about the actual kit. There's a lot of sharp edges going together. So this is two pieces, and you get a lot of these little really sharp end points. And as you can imagine, if you clean them up okay, they go together well, but you do run into some gaps if you're not careful. This is another example of one, like that edge right there, that end. If you don't clamp these together, you're going to get a gap. And then when you put this, onto here, the angle is very, very close, but you really want to make a point to clip here and clip here. I use these guys when I put that on to hold that there, and then I put one of these here, and then just rain the glue down the side, and that held quite well. But I have a feeling there's going to be little fiddly pieces all throughout where you were going to be doing that kind of thing. But where I am, this is where I am right now. I've gone ahead and I did, like I said, with what I'm doing, I'm skipping around a little bit on the instructions. So I've done the internal piece. I did this piece, so I put the glass into the two sides. Now I did not do this because I need to get into the inside to do all the lighting and run the wires. So once I've done one side, so my next step will be to do this side. I'll go ahead and I'll put the lights in these, feed the wires through, clip them in. So this will just get clipped in. You can see how they go in. These will clip in. And these are, by the way, these two, there's two each. There's one of these, two in the front from like that, and two of the back ones. They are sided. They do make a difference. So this one wouldn't fit here, and that one wouldn't fit here. And it's the way of the angles, the way these things are angled. See how there's a little bit of a rise right there? That matches that rise right there. So it is important you get the right one. So do make a point to test fit these things as you're putting them together. These little hinges, or these little clip parts, here's another little get you. These pieces here, when you're cutting them off the sprue, these look like they want you to clip against the part, but you'll see that the part, or that the sprue gate is really, really thin coming onto this piece. This piece is actually, you want to keep on the part because that matches up to these. And these are, again, unique. So if you have them left correctly, this one won't fit here because those little pieces are set at a different location. So that's another help. Anyway, so like I said, so the next step I have is I'm going to duplicate this work here. Then I will go back. I'll do all the wiring up once I've got those together. So I will do that, hook all the wires together. Then I'll put the two side pieces on, bring them together, and then run my wire out the bottom for my stand. And then I'll move on to the rest of the pieces. A lot of PE parts here, they're gonna wait. So I'll be highlighting those and doing those after. You know, all those PE parts are, they're gonna be fiddly, and they're gonna be, what's the word? Not flimsy, but you know, breakable. And my fat fingers will break those. So those are gonna be among the last things I do. So I'll get these put on, get this all put together, run the wires out the bottom, and then I will be back to show you what I've done in the next video, and then what more we have to do. So this was part 1, and as always, I hope they're enjoying watching me get through 2 projects. And I hope it also inspires you to decide you want to try something new and different, and just, you know, hey, modeling is all about having fun. So I hope this inspires you to have a good time, and I will talk to you next time. Thank you.